30 days of walking every day sounds simple. Post a streak, feel virtuous, wait for the transformation. But here is the part challenge videos skip. There is no single landmark trial where scientists checked everyone on day 30 and declared victory across blood pressure, mood, blood sugar, and fitness all at once. So, what can 30 days realistically do? And what usually takes longer? That is what we are unpacking today, with the boring honesty turned on. Welcome to Evidence Health USA, where we trade viral before and after energy for what human studies actually show. This is not a step count deep dive. If you are wondering how many steps you need, we covered that separately. Today is about the habit, walking most days for about a month. Blood pressure, mood, glucose, fitness, and whether day 30 is a finish line or a starting block. Quick disclaimer, this is education, not medical advice. If you have heart disease, diabetes, balance problems, chest pain with exertion, or your doctor has limited your activity, check with them before you ramp up walking. 30-day challenges are popular for a reason. They are short enough to say yes to, long enough to feel like commitment, and perfect for a calendar graphic. They are also arbitrary. Most walking trials in the research literature run longer, often 8 to 12 weeks or more. Meta-analyses pool programs that look more like a season than a month. That does not mean 30 days is useless. It means 30 days is best understood as phase 1. Building repetition, learning your route, noticing how your body responds, not as a guaranteed reset button for your cardiovascular system. Official US guidance does not say, walk 30 days and stop. The physical activity guidelines for Americans recommend at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity for adults. Things like brisk walking. More is better up to a point. The clock is measured in weekly minutes, not challenge hashtags. Let us start with blood pressure, because it is one of the most measured did it work numbers. A 2021 Cochrane review pooled 73 randomized trials, more than 5,000 participants, comparing walking programs with no intervention controls. On average, walking reduced systolic blood pressure by about 4 millimeters of mercury. Diastolic pressure and resting heart rate also tended to improve, though with more uncertainty. 4 millimeters might sound small. For population-level risk, it can matter. For you, it might be barely noticeable on a home cuff, or you might see a clearer drop if you were sedentary and your program was consistent. Here is the honesty check. Those trials varied in length, and the review authors describe effective programs roughly as moderate walking, 3 to 5 days a week, 20 to 40 minutes at a time, about 150 minutes weekly, for around 3 months. So if you walk daily for 30 days, you may be on track. You may also be early. Do not abandon ship on day 31 because a cuff did not dramatically change. Mood is messier to measure than millimeters of mercury, but it is often why people stick with walking. A 2023 meta-analysis of 75 randomized trials, more than 8,000 participants, found that walking reduced depressive symptoms and anxiety symptoms compared with inactive control groups. Supervised walks, outdoor walks, short programs and longer ones, benefits showed up across a lot of different setups. Translation for real life: many people report clearer heads, less tension, better sleep, or a little more energy within a few weeks of regular walks. That matches what trials capture. But it is not antidepressant care. If you are struggling with persistent low mood, panic, or thoughts of self-harm, please reach out to a licensed clinician or crisis line. Walking can support well-being. It is not a substitute for treatment when treatment is needed. For glucose, the surprise in the research is often not walk more, it is when you walk. In a crossover trial published in Diabetologia, 41 adults with type 2 diabetes tried 2 patterns, each for 2 weeks, 30 minutes of walking once per day at any time, versus 10 minutes after each main meal, same total time, different timing. Walking after meals lowered post-meal glucose curves more, especially after dinner, when people tend to sit more and eat more carbohydrate. Important limits. This was people with diabetes, measured over 2 weeks, focused on after-meal spikes. Not a promise that 30 days of casual strolling fixes hemoglobin A1c. For healthy adults, the effect may be smaller. Still, if blood sugar is on your mind and your doctor is fine with it, a short post-dinner walk is a low-risk experiment with decent evidence behind the timing idea. Now fitness, VO2 max, stamina, I can climb the hill without dying. Brisk walking works. It just usually announces itself on a slower schedule than social media. In inactive, healthy adults, A British Journal of Sports Medicine meta-analysis of 37 trials, all at least 8 weeks, found improvements in VO2 max, blood pressure, fasting glucose, and body mass on average. An 8-week randomized trial in sedentary men and women found VO2 max rose about 6 to 7% with either one 30-minute daily walk or 3 10-minute walks. Same total time, similar fitness gain. What that means for your 30-day challenge: you might notice you recover faster between errands, or your usual loop feels easier by the end of month 1. Lab-style VO2 max jumps are more reliably documented around 2 months of brisk, consistent walking, not because day 30 failed, but because adaptation takes repetitions. Here is the outcome challenge videos undersell because it does not fit a dramatic thumbnail. Automaticity. University College London researchers tracked 96 people adding a new daily health behavior, eating, drinking, or exercise, in a consistent context. Automaticity rose with repetition. For people whose data fit the model well, the median time to near plateau habit strength was 66 days, with a wide range from 18 to 254. After 30 days, many participants were not set for life. They were simply farther along the curve. Missing a day once in a while did not wreck the process. Anchoring walks to a cue, after breakfast, after work, after dinner, mattered more than perfection. So one honest answer to what happens when you walk every day for 30 days is you get 30 repetitions. For a lot of people, that is the real win. If you want a 30-day walking phase that aligns with research instead of hype, here is a simple template. First, pick a daily floor you can keep on a bad week. Maybe 20 minutes brisk or 3 10-minute bouts. Brisk means you can talk, but you would rather not sing. Second, aim toward 150 minutes for the week, not necessarily heroics every single day. Rest days are fine if your weekly total and consistency stay solid. Third, if glucose is a concern and your clinician agrees, try 10 minutes after your largest meal, often dinner. Fourth, track something beyond the scale: mood, sleep, how winded you are on a fixed route, home blood pressure if you already monitor it. Fifth, pre-commit to day 31. The studies that show clearer cardiometabolic shifts often look past 1 month. Treat 30 days as the onboarding period, not graduation. If you have joint pain, use walking poles or softer surfaces. If weather traps you indoors, mall walking or a treadmill counts. If you hate counting minutes, time box a podcast. Same idea, friendlier packaging. This video is for education only. It is not personalized medical advice. Talk with your doctor before making changes if you have medical conditions or new symptoms with exertion. 3 takeaways. 1. 30 days of daily walking is a legitimate start. For meeting activity guidelines, building a cue-based habit, and possibly noticing mood and stamina shifts. But it is not a scientifically magic reset for blood pressure, glucose, and fitness all at once. 2. Blood pressure and fitness benefits in trials often show up with consistent moderate walking over roughly 8 to 12 weeks. Mood and post-meal glucose may respond earlier for some people. 3. The best 30-day challenge is the one you extend, because the habit curve, not the calendar, is what keeps paying you back. If this was useful, subscribe to Evidence Health USA for calm, evidence-led health breakdowns. Comment below. Are you doing a walking streak? And what changed first for you? Mood, stamina, or something else? And if you want the step count question answered with the same no-hype lens, check our video on how many daily steps the evidence actually supports. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one.